Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Bright Rose, and welcome back to Minecraft here on the ZombieCraft Patreon server. Now, I am just stood in this little building site area that I made in the site of what is going to be my future main base on this server. Just a quick little building site, couple of porta cabins here in, the pretty colours, and a couple of other things set around, including some lights, spawn proofing and all that kind of thing, just as a place where I can set up shop, have a few little crafting tables and things like you can see behind me, and also have the bulk amount of storage. Now, we're not actually that far away from the main base of the Shenanigans crew. They are in the mountain behind me. I was planning on building somewhere differently on that Mesa Island, but you know what? I just didn't want to get that far away. So we're here in this nice big mountain range just over this valley here where I can set up and build all the wonderful plans that I have for this world. The first thing that I really need to take care of, because I'm going to be doing a lot of digging and having a lot of raw materials, is a nice big storage area that I can put everything in so it can just get dumped in there and I can get dealt with later, just to try and avoid the huge shulker monster that we know will inevitably fill up all over the place during this build process. Gotta try and keep that to a bit of a minimum. Probably not gonna work, but let me show you where I'm going to stick that storage system. So if we run into the magenta cabin, there's a little stairway that goes down here under the ground, and I'm gonna carve this area out, probably about a chunk, maybe a bit more, and then probably another 6 or so blocks down. I can put in a nice bulk storage system of chests and things like that all the way around. Am I going to make it automatic soaring? Maybe. An automatic storage system would be nice. It does take away that annoyance of having to do it manually, which will make me more inclined to want to actually do the storing in the first place. So maybe I'll do that. We'll see. That might involve making a shulker loader, but we're starting off with the best intentions, and we'll see how that goes. This little end city with this boat is adorable. This is like the diddiest end city. We must have missed it by like a tiny amount. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anything shiny. Ooh. Got like boots, actually. Ooh, diamonds.
Diamonds.
Actually,
Diamonds.
those ones can stay. They weren't that great. It is seriously like the diddiest little end city that I've ever seen with a boat.
Aw.
Oh, you're up there. Okay. Ah, right, I see.
I am like a bird.
Oh, hi.
Apparently shulkers can spawn on shulkers.
Well,
So
that's
I'm
very
gonna
progressive of them.
yes, quite. So I'm gonna take these ones here.
Mm-hmm.
So we have those. I keep getting tired of this.
Oh, wow. This thing really has been producing, hasn't it?
Considering I have 3 shulkers full, yes.
I will fill as many as I can and then follow on.
We'll mule.
Yes. Sani should be rightly proud.
Yes.
I, I think that's what it is. I can't remember what the exact distance is. Right, should I aim right between your eyes?
Do it. I'm ready for it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
There it goes. Follow the bubbles.
It's going still. Did it stop now?
No, it's underneath us. Yep, it's spread underneath us through the noodle caves.
Wow. That's so cool.
It is. It really is.
It's spread on this one pillar.
In the what do you call it? Last world, I had my skulk farm underneath my guardian farm, and I had the area completely closed off, so it was just like a 10 by 10 area that it could spread. And when it's got nowhere else to spread, it's when it starts generating the shriekers and the
Yeah.
sensors. And it's great because you can just watch the bubbles spread all around the walls and the ceiling and stuff like that. And then eventually you get to a point and they just go boop, and like a shrieker appears or something.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But
I
that
love
was
watching it.
what I was wondering too. If you get all the stuff you need to spawn a warden, can you now spawn a warden here?
No, it doesn't work like that, I don't think.
That
I think,
sucks because that would be fun too.
yeah, I think it has to be a naturally world-generated shrieker to be able to do it. I think they've done it that way simply so you can't theoretically stick a shrieker in someone's base and troll people by summoning
Yeah.
wardens. Not, not that it's actually that hard to get a warden into someone's base, but
No. We have seen that that is very easily
quite a
done.
few times.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool though.
It
It's one of
is.
the, it's honestly, Skulk is one of my favorite blocks that they've added to Minecraft. I love the
Yeah.
animations and stuff associated with it. It's just
And the
really
colors
brilliant.
too.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah.
pulsing lights and stuff like that. I have talked about this a lot in various places and times on Minecraft, but it is a theory that I have that really has absolutely no basis in fact whatsoever, and that is the presence of ancient debris in association with Blackstone. Specifically, these little veins, these nuggets, these patches of Blackstone that you find deep down in the Nether. And this came from when ancient debris first came into Minecraft. When I was searching for ancient debris way back when that was, barely a few years ago, I used to find the majority of the ancient debris that I came across near Blackstone. Yeah, see, you agree, don't you? You don't you, Zombified Piglin? See, they agree. That's mine, by the way. You can stay away. So I formed this belief that if you were looking for ancient debris, you should, once you find a deposit of Blackstone like this, mine out the entire amount of Blackstone. Because, what? Blackstone's a nice building material anyway. But because you were almost guaranteed to find some ancient debris around the Blackstone. This is complete bollocks. It's not true. But it's a thing. And I mention it every time I am searching for ancient debris with people. Mainly because I like to infest people's minds with it, and then they start believing it too. And, I've got Rexy to believe it. It's brilliant. Can you see? Can you see what is just behind me down to the right here? Two bits of ancient debris. Now look up to the left-hand corner of your screen. Look at the Y level. It's 109. 109. Why was I messing around at level 17? Apparently the ancient debris is up here. I've no idea anymore. By the general nature of what I'm kind of doing on the ZombieCraft server at the moment, I am something of the background worker, silent partner, whatever you want to call it, in Shenanigans Incorporated, or, Shenning. So, a lot of the stuff I've been doing is not the upfront building the mall, the shops, the selling kind of thing. I've been building farms and tweaking things in the background, and we're going to go over a little later all the various tweaks and things like that that I've done to the farms that we have to make them work better on the conditions that we have on the server at the moment. But I am taking a little bit of time this week to do a few things here and there for my own benefit. What I want to do on this season myself. First of all, as you may be able to tell, I have the very stylish netherite upgrade. I don't normally go for netherite. It's generally a lot more effort to get it, especially with the upgrade patterns these days, but you cannot deny that the netherite armor, with the amethyst trims, is pretty damn nice, and it works very well with my skin underneath. But yes, this is what I've got going at the moment, and following on from that, we are also beginning to work on the mountain. We have the full ring layout of what I want to get rid of, and I'm going to begin knocking down these peaks of the mountain so that I can flatten this area off within the purple and magenta ring, and then eventually start digging straight down. And all of this stone and various other materials that I get from knocking these mountains down is going to go into the sorting system underneath the little workstation we have here to be used in the future to rebuild the mountain range. Because again, I'm knocking down a mountain range to build another one, and it's going to be extended outward by about this much on this side as well. So we may end up actually consuming the building site here, but we'll see what happens. I also haven't worked out yet if I want to manually dig all the way down, or if I want to employ some sort of TNT boomer to start ripping up the ground below after I've flattened out the general area. That could be fun. And we don't have a shortage of gunpowder within our base, but sand. Sand is always going to be a problem. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll see. It's got to come down to weighing up. Can I be bothered to mine sand, or can I be bothered to mine down in the mountain? That's a tough one. Have I mentioned the fact that we have a warden on top of our portal now? We have a warden on top of our portal. It's keeping it mob-proof. Any mobs that may spawn on the entirely spawn-proof mountain will get dealt with by the warden. It's the perfect, absolutely perfect way to mob-proof your base. Nothing will get within 20 blocks of, wherever you put a warden. It's safe, it works, it's great. This is a concept that Rexy and myself proved on RelaxCraft with Sandy's base, because no mobs survived within those 20 block radiuses of Sandy's base, and it is doing a absolute stellar job in keeping our mountains safe right here. Shedding Warden Security Services. Coming soon to a server near you. First little tweak that I made to one of our farms is to the prismarine farm that Rain built over here in this nice frozen ocean biome. Because what I wanted to do was to make it so it also collected ink for us. So, this was the previous AFK location, and this is the one that I've added for the ink. If we go down using the wonderful cheaty cam, we can see the big frozen box that I added around the entire area of the ink farm. Inside the box now, you can see this is where the Prismarine farm is, where the Guardians are sucked through the portal onto the Nether roof side, and the Prismarine is collected on the other side. And what I've built here is a quick and cheap variation of the ink farm that I've built previously on RelaxCraft and other places. We have the little Lay dashing around, picking up the ink that is dropped when the squids that spawn in the frozen ocean are killed by the Guardians, and it raises up to the roof. There is a wonderful example of it going on. So the little Lay, carrying its little ink sack, dashes around, picks up all the ink and brings it back to there, and shoots it up. Therefore, we can both get Prismarine and ink at the same time. It works really well. This ink farm produces wonderfully, and it allows us to have more stuff to sell in our mall. I am quite tempted to try and do some sort of tutorial for a combined Prismarine and ink farm, because I think what is possible is to make it so it is a one-person farm with the collection station up above like we've currently got. The Prismarine farm works by having the soul sand along the bottom that pushes the Guardians up, and then through water streams pulls them towards the portal in the middle. I see no reason why you can't swap out those portals for something like the classic campfires. So you have them burn in the middle, it keeps it all in the overworld, and you can also have the allays working on the outside. Or, I suspect, you might also be able to use water streams going outward from the centre to collection points around the edge of the Guardian Temple to collect the ink. I'm going to have a little experiment with it in a custom world and just see if I can get a working idea together, because it's quite a nice little 2-for farm. You know, all the stuff you get from the Guardian farm and the ink as well. And if you can combine both the ink and the Prismarine, it will make getting that delicious dark Prismarine block so much easier. Do let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to try and work on that tutorial to see if we can get what is essentially a dark Prismarine farm working very easily and very quickly. The next farm that I have been messing around with almost constantly is, as Rexy puts it, my white whale farm, which is the Witherskelly farm we have here on the Nether roof, or we have 1/3 of here on the Nether roof. And I will admit, this Witherskelly farm that we built would work perfectly in any normal server or solo world conditions. However, due to the unique sets of conditions and spawn rates and things like that that we have here on the ZombieCraft server, I've had to mod this a number of times to try and get the most out of it. And it starts way below in the Nether Fortress at the spawning platform. So let's go have a quick look. So I am now sat in a moving minecart on the roof of the Nether, looking down at the farm with the use of the cheaty free cam. And you can see the spawning platform here, and this diagonal cross that I have made out of netherrack on the nether brick platform. What's happening here is we have created these spawnable spaces where both the wither skellies will be guaranteed to spawn, and also these areas where, for various reasons, they are unable to spawn. The way this farm originally works is you have one portal on this side and an area blocking it off for the Wither Skellies to get on around this side. The Wither Skellies spawn, see the golem that's hid in the middle there, and run through the portal, as you just saw. What we have now done is added another 3 portals around this side linked to the overworld portal and made it so they can get up on every side. The reason for this is, and the addition of the minecart above, is so that the player who is AFK in the Nether will move in and out of the spawn area, meaning the mobs down here on the platform will spawn in whilst the player is paused above, dash through the portal in the case of the Wither Skellies, and then as the player moves out of the spawn distance, the other mobs, like the blazes, will despawn. It's quick, it's simple, it's messing around with things a little bit. It also deals with getting rid of the blazes, which is an issue in the normal farm, and means we get nice waves of mobs spawning in, rushing through the portal to be killed by the player who is in the overworld killing chamber. If we bump back up onto the nether roof here, you can see the redstone that Rexy put in that allows the player to pause here at the lower point before being shot up to the top, where again they wait at the top here for the mobs to despawn before being kicked back down and loading the next waves of mobs in. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for me to show you all of this happening at once, simply because I don't have a camera account on this server to be able to show you that, but I'm fairly sure you can all guess exactly what that looks like. This farm is exceptionally overkill, and you wouldn't need to build this sort of thing on any other server, or, as I say, your solo world, but due to some of the unique situations that we seem to have currently on this server, this is just eliminating some of the problems that we have, whilst allowing us to get as many spawns as possible in the given amount of time that we have to be able to do things.